If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Today we are going to be introducing coupons into our Laravel e-commerce project. And to handle that, we are going to be leveraging Laravel's Eloquent Relationships. If you take a look under the Eloquent Relationships tab and head down to the polymorphic relationships, we'll take a look and see kind of what we're dealing with. So the concept here is that there's one class, which is images, which is the class that we will be morphing to, meaning the posts and the users for this example both need images, but both posts and users are two separate classes. They are sharing the images class. And so if we head down just a little bit more, you see the model structure where the image class has an imageable function, and this is the class that we want other classes to morph to. So we have the post model and it's morphing one, which is the image class, so it's being specific with the function, and the user, which also has the image class, and it's also morphing one to that image. Now for us, we are going to be using this to have different kinds of coupons. So we'll have a fixed coupon, we'll have a percentage off coupon, and just by showing you the examples of how we implement that, if you have another type of coupon down the road that you want to add, it'll be really easy to just go ahead and add that coupon to your project. So let's go ahead and get this started. Now in our terminal, the first model that we're going to need is for coupons. So we'll do PHP artisan make model. We'll call it coupon. We're going to need a migration. We're going to need a seeder, and then we'll create the controller after. Now we can go ahead and create the controller. We're going to make it resourceful, and we're also going to attach the coupon model. Now that that's done, we can create the models for the other coupons that we are going to be using. So let's just go up one, and instead of coupon, we'll say fixed value coupon. We'll make migration, and that's all that we'll need for that. And then for the next one, we can do % off coupon. Cool. So we should have all of the files that we need. Let's go ahead and bring this down. Let's head into the database and start working on the migrations first. So the first one is coupon. And in here, we're going to leave the ID. For this, we're going to put a string. We're going to have a code. And we want this code to be unique. Now, the next thing we need is an ID to identify which of the coupon IDs that they are. So we'll do table, unsigned big integer. We'll need the couponable ID, and the default will be 0. Okay, and we can copy this one, bring it down. And this will just be the couponable type. And it does not need to be unique. Now we can go ahead and work on the fixed value coupon. For here, all we need is the table with the unsigned big integer. And we're just going to give this a value. That's all that we need for this one. So let's go ahead and copy this one, head over into the next table, and for the % off, instead of value, we'll say % off. And this way, we'll just give it the value of the percentage, whereas the fixed value will give the actual integer. So let's close these down. And then we'll start working on the models. Start with the coupon. In the coupon model, the first thing that we're going to need is our fillable. And here we need to pass in the code, couponable ID, and the couponable type. The next thing is we need to define that couponable. We'll do function couponable. This we can leave empty. And then here we'll just do return this morph 2, just like it was in the documentation. Now, the next one we're going to do is going to be a little bit different than what you would normally do with a polymorphic relationship. And what we're going to do is create a function, and it's going to allow the request from the controller from anywhere in our app where we're requesting the coupon code. We can call this function in order to be able to figure out what the code is, if the code matches up with the code that we have in our database, etc., etc., etc. So our function, we're going to say find by code. And the variable that we're passing in from whatever the request is will be the code. Now, for this, we're going to return self, meaning we're returning the model's function. So it'll be self where code equals the code that we will pass in from the front end. This is just extracting it into the model instead of having it in the controller, and it'll make it more reusable so that you can use it for whatever coupon that you'll be passing in, regardless if it's % off or fixed value or whatever. The next thing we want is a function for the discount. Now, this discount function will be called based on what the code is. This is what will determine what the discount is. So for here, we're going to pass in order. And then we're going to return this couponable. That's the relationship from up here, right here. Return this couponable. And it's going to be looking for the actual discount, which means that we also need to pass in the order. So when we're using these coupons, it's going to be using that relationship, that morph to couponable relationship. And then it's going to be looking for the discount based on which coupon we're using. So let's go ahead and open up the fixed value. And in here, we're going to do our protected, fillable. And all we have for this fixed value coupon is the value. And now we need that discount function where we'll be passing in the order. And all it'll do is return this value. So these are little helper functions. Let's go ahead, copy this one, and then we'll head to the % off, and then we'll go ahead and paste that in. For here, instead of the value, we're passing through the % off. The discount will be order. This value, we're going to say, we're going to use round this % off, and we'll get rid of this thing, divided by 100. And we're going to be timesing it by the order that we're passing in. So this is just a quick helper function. Again, we're calculating the percentage off in the model instead of in the controller so that everything is copacetic, everything's consistent. So when you do create a new model, if you want a new coupon or what have you, these are other little functions that you can just drop right down in the model and then call them in the controllers or call them in your services or whatever you're using them for. You'll be able to call them like that. The next thing I want to do is open up our new coupon seeder. And we're going to seed some of these coupons into our database. So we're going to create a variable for %. We're going to say % off coupon create. And for this one, we just need the % off. And for our % off, we're just going to say 10. Okay, let's copy this one. This one we're going to call fixed. Fixed value coupon, create value. For this one, we're going to say that this one is just $20 off. Remember, we're going to be doing the calculation separately, so we need just integers so that we can manipulate them on the front end. So now what we're going to do is coupon, create. We're going to say code equals, for this one, we'll just say ABC 123. We'll keep it super simple. The couponable ID will equal the % ID. And that, again, the variable of the % off coupon that we're creating, this is the % off coupon, this is the fixed value coupon, and then we are adding them to our coupons sort of main structure of coupons for all of our coupons. So we've given it the first one, the value of % for the % off, fixed for the fixed value, and now we're adding to our main coupon database the % coupon first. Doesn't matter which one you put in first, this is just what I chose to do. So the couponable type is get class, and we just need to call that %. And let's make sure to import this. And I'm going to copy this one because we're going to create another one. This one is going to be DEF456 %ID. I'll just do these both. Are now fixed. So now what we want to do is run our migration so that we can bring in all the coupons and stuff. And then we are also going to seed it. Let's go ahead to our database seeder and make sure that we can do that. We don't want to run these again, so I'm just going to comment them out. But we do want to run the coupon seeder. Now, ideally, we want to move this up top. So just in case we have to rerun all of the migrations all together, we want to make sure that those are input first. Just because that's the order of the migrations when you run. You just want to make sure they're in there before anything else. So here we're going to do PHP artisan migrate, and then we're going to do seed. Our tables have been migrated and our seeder has been seeded. Let's check our database. Okay, if you take a look, we don't have it yet. Let's go ahead and refresh it. And now you see we have coupons, fixed coupons, and % off coupons. Let's check the coupons first. We have our % off coupon, which is ABC123. The value of that coupon is not in this database. All it is just giving the identifying markers of this coupon. So it's giving you the code, it's giving you the ID, and it's giving you what type of coupon it is. The same for the fixed value coupon. It's giving you the code, the ID, and the type of coupon. If we take a look at the fixed coupon, this is where we have the information for that coupon. So we have the ID, we have the value of it, the created at, updated, whatever. If you wanted to put something like a timer on these, like let's say you only want your coupon to be good for 2 weeks or a month or whatever it is, that's something that you can also put into these. And then you can have as many kinds of coupons in this one coupon model, and then you can expire them out. You can even soft delete them. You can do whatever you want to do with them. And I think that's really a handy way of doing it. So let's go see how we would deal with this in the controller now. Okay, let's go ahead, close out of all of these. We don't need these just yet. We'll open up our controllers, coupon controller. Actually, before we do that, I usually forget to do the web route, so I'm going to start there first today. Okay, we'll grab this, paste it down here. Okay, so the first one that we're going to have is a post route, and we're going to call this one coupon. We're going to be using the coupon controller class, and the function we're going to be using is store. And for the name, we're going to call it coupon store. Okay, let's make sure that was imported. Coupon controller, fantastic. Okay, close this. Head down to that store function. Temporarily in the store function, we're going to create a variable and call it code. We're going to say coupon find by code. And if you remember, in the models, the coupon, we have a find by code function in here where it's going to be looking for the code in the request, and it'll be the first one that it's calling. That's where this find by code is coming from. So request coupon code, and then, as I said, temporarily, we're just going to die and dump the code. So in order to use this function, we're going to have to go into our Inertia page, which is resources.js, and I think we are displaying this from the order totals. So what we're going to do right under this ending div tag is we're going to add another div, and I'm going to paste some classes in so you don't have to watch me do it. And the first thing that we'll need is a span with the classes of text to Excel and font semi-bold. And in here, we'll just do promo. Let's make sure that we're at least able to see this at this point. So let's go back to the browser. Okay, so that should be displaying right under here. Okay, cool. So we're getting that. Let's continue on. Under this span, we're going to put a form. And instead of an action, we're going to put at submit, and it's going to be add coupon so that we can hit that route that we just made. Submit prevent. And for this, we just need a class of width full. Now here we need a div with the classes of BG Gray 300 and PX4. We're going to have another div, and here we're going to have two divs. The first one is going to have a class of BG White. PX4, PY4, and MT4. And here we're going to have our input. It'll be text. The class will be widthful. Placeholder equals enter promo code here. And we're also going to vmodel this. We'll add our form in a bit, but our form will need a coupon code. So under that, we'll have a span, and we'll throw some classes on it. And this will be in case of errors. So let's do this. If, well, before we do it, we want to be able to display it to make sure it's coming through. So before we even do that, we'll just put some dummy text here, some error here, to make sure it looks good. For this div, we only need a text center and the MT4. And in here, we can use our gray button component. And we're going to be using this as a button with the class of text small. And all this is going to say is apply. Let's head down and start working in our script tags. The first thing that we can do here is bring in our imports. And we need our data properties in here, our data function. So we're going to return a form. It's going to be this Inertia form. And we're going to request that coupon code. Initially, it'll just be empty. After the data properties, we need some methods. So for this one, it will be add coupon. This form, post, this route, coupon store, on success. And since we have our toast notifications, we can go ahead and just set that now. The icon will be success. And the title will just be coupon has been added. And I think we need the styling for that. Let's just grab it from right here. Okay, well, let's go and see if we've broken anything or how much we have broken it. We'll see. Okay, cool. So our error is displaying here, and we'll fix that in a bit. Let's go ahead and just type something in. And now you can see we have an error. Non-static method at models coupon find by code cannot be called statically, which means that I forgot to put in our model, this find by code is supposed to be a public static function. Okay, let's try it again. And we'll just type some gibberish. Okay, cool. So it's null. And the reason for that is it's not finding the correct one. So why don't we try ABC 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're getting the correct model. So if we take a look at the attributes here, this is the ID, the code is ABC123, it's got the coupon, all the stuff for the database. So this is the % off coupon. Okay, let's try it with the other one. Same thing, open up our attributes, DEF456, and it's got our coupon ID and the couponable type. And as you can see, this is quite powerful because now we're able to just add coupons whenever we want, and we can give them different constraints. Any fixed value coupon, you can create them with different codes in them. And that's why this is so cool, is because, for example, in this coupons controller, it'll house all of the coupons. But if you go to, let's say, a fixed value coupon, and you wanted to add a $30 one, you could do that as well. And it would have the ID of 2, or it'll just increment up. As you can see, this is quite powerful, and it's actually a really cool way of doing it. Let's go ahead and head back to the text editor. And now instead of having it just show up as null when the coupon doesn't exist, let's go ahead and give it some type of error to display. We can just do if no code, we'll just return back with errors. And here we can include a message that just says, we could not find your coupon. Please try again. Let's go and use this on the front end so that we can display this error. Head up to where we're displaying it, which is right here. And here we can do vif page props errors message. And now let's just copy this. And right where it says some error here, we'll just open up some curly brackets and paste that in. Let's try this again. Okay, we'll go ahead and type in some gibberish. And so we could not find your coupon. Please try again. That's fine. I'm probably going to center this and maybe push it up a little bit, but also this I want to remain, so I don't want to clear it, but I do want to clear it when it is the actual coupon code. So a couple of things we need to address first. In order to keep it from jumping up top, what I want to do is preserve scroll. We're going to make that true. And then when it's successful, we can do this form reset, and that'll fix all of that up. Now, there are a couple of other things in the controller that I want us to be able to do. So we already have the negative. Let's go ahead and start working on the positive. Here, we're going to create a coupon variable, and we're going to use the code variable that we have right here. And then we're going to use that couponable relationship from our model, so our morph2. Any coupon that we have coming in, we want to make sure it uses this couponable so that it can acknowledge the relationship between the coupon table and all of the rest of the coupons that we could have. So now something we have already is the subtotal, and we have that from the cart. We're using the default cart, and here we're just grabbing the subtotal. And now we can just double check and make sure that we're getting our subtotal. So I forgot to import that. We'll go ahead and import that. And that's the facade. So now we're getting the subtotal, which is 2148, and that's exactly what we're getting here. If you guys are enjoying the content, please go ahead and click that like button, as it really does help out the channel. I'm going to push all the code up to GitHub and leave a link for that down in the description, as well as a link to the playlist so that you can catch up on all of the videos in this Laravel e-commerce series. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.